Hello, and welcome to the Knights of the Nightmare Let's Play. This is video 21, covering scene 17. The previous video had us fighting the Black Knight Gunther, and eventually we emerged victorious. Now it's time for just a regular standard stage. We're going to collect key items, recruit knights, and kill monsters. So nice little breather between boss fights, thankfully. Okay, here we are. Like I said, just a typical fight. This will be fun. Got a couple knights on the field. First up, a priestess, Annette. We have her key item. Klaus, a lance knight. We have his key item as well. So 2 knights to recruit. An NPC there in the corner. There's an NPC. And finally, one more there. And all these guys, we have their key items, so we'll be doing a lot of delivery. Meantime, we have some objects on the field that contain more key items, so we'll have to deal with that. It's kind of hard to see, but there's a fence back there underneath all that crap. Alright, go ahead and load up a priestess weapon. I haven't used priestesses too much in this Let's Play. I wanted to use this video as a way to show them off. And a weapon for our lance knight. And of course that leaves 2 more slots in our inventory, so let's load up the key items for the knights. Also have a new type of enemy on the field, an ogre. Now I'll spare you the drooling over the portrait. As far as attacks go, he's got some pretty interesting ones, including a special attack. The Notice loves smashing things. Yes, that's going to be something we have to contend with.
Engage! Shall we?
Joseph is a knight we recruited, so no, he's not coming home, kid. Locke was the NPC in the previous stage. I believe his key item was actually glasses. Sounds like he's a real Poindexter. And I run into some trouble here trying to get the key item to Klaus. There we go. Alright, key items delivered. Now it's time to beat on the monsters. First order of business is to get Klaus in range so he can hit the objects and hopefully get the key items out of him. And he just slammed his horse into that ogre, which is one of my favorite moves. I really enjoy watching that. Yeah, even if you're a friggin' ogre with all the HP those guys have, you can't stand getting slammed into by a horse. Alright, Klaus is in position to beat on the box. Of course, the box is a container, so I have to be careful not to utterly destroy it. I need to pound on it enough until it opens up and the key item comes out. And there it is. If you destroy it, or you beat it up to 100% damage, then it won't open, the key item will be trapped inside. You have no choice but to destroy it completely and then wait for it to respawn. Alright, let's charge up our priestess. As you can see, they have a pretty decent range of attack there. That heart, that green heart on the screen, that's an attack from that Lamia creature. If it comes in contact with a charged knight, then it'll actually freeze them, turn them into a statue. Alright, she makes short work of that guy. And I decided to spend the rest of the turn just getting gems. Alright, Klaus is in position. He managed to destroy the bridge, so final key item was gotten. For Klaus, I should say. Annette, the priestess, she still needs to get the key item out of that signpost there. If you notice from the monster slots, there's only 3 monsters on the field, which is nice, and 2 of them are the same affinity, Sanctity. That really makes it convenient to load up weapons that they're weak against. So it's an unusual favor that the game developers have done for us this round. I think they intentionally made this an easier stage just to let us cool down from the last fight. At any rate, I load up Johann so he can pound on the objects and destroy them from the field so they can respawn. I also throw on a lightning hammer a lightning axe for Johann so that he can kill off that ogre, which is a neutral affinity. Alright, just collecting gems for now. The ogre, the big guy in the top that's moving his way south, his special move is if he wanders across the field and comes to an object, something that contains a key item, he'll see it and then he'll start waving his club around him, kind of like Fred Flintstone, just winding up for a big swing. During that time you can jam him, and I think that actually happens in this round. There he goes. Okay, so he's been jammed. He's winding up to destroy that signpost, and of course remove it from the field and take the key item with it. So if that happens, you have to cross your fingers and hope that it'll respawn in time for you to get the key item out of it. So a real dickhead. Now, I took a little damage there, but did you see all the ground that Priestess was able to cover? Okay, Johann destroying the crate. And, oh, he took the ogre down with him. Farming for gems. If you look on the bottom where the monster matrix is, you can see the life bar of this final little goblin guy. And you can tell he's actually on death's door. There I accidentally activate a rush count and it says only law items available. So unfortunately I cannot equip any chaos items, although it didn't really matter in the end, did it? Alright, at this point I have a pretty good setup. I pull out Johann and throw in Alonso, our permanent Lance Knight. Really, I'm just kind of biding time now until the objects respawn. I still need to get that signpost busted open, but in the meantime, I've got a good setup where I can get some pretty easy kills, so I don't need to worry too much about fulfilling the requirements of the stage. It should be pretty simple to get the kills I need to finish the stage. Just for funsies, I throw on a Chaos Priestess weapon, which will lay a Gram, which is a trap on the field. I typically don't care for Grams very much, and we'll get a look at why in here.
Engage.
We start with Annette opening fire on that signpost. Now Annette, she only started with, I think it was 6 vitality, so she's kind of a frail little thing, huh? She won't be able to do too many attacks. Look, she's actually flickering now, and she's getting tired. So I'm kind of forced to go easy on her for the rest of the stage. There, I was charging my Lance Knight, Alonso, but he got hit by that heart attack, and so he's turned into a statue. So I had to spend a few seconds spinning that jam wheel to free him. And so he gets revenge by slamming his horse into that Lamia. And then he kills her off. Okay, I'm going to lay a trap here. There it goes. And now, here's the problem with traps. You wait, I sure hope he steps on it, and the guy just scratches his head, doo-doo-doo. And you're like, oh fuck, he went the wrong way. Oh. Okay, maybe he'll step on it now. Oh fuck. Come on, buddy. Come on, maybe now? Doop-da-doo, scratching his head. Come on. Finally, steps on it. Fuck you. I suppose in the end, that's not really much worse than charging up a knight and just holding the charge until they walk into range, but for some reason it's much worse as a Graham. Alright, if you check the monster matrix on the left, we have quite a few kills. We actually have some final monsters in the rotation here, so I'm trying to avoid them. Of course, I need to be careful because any kills I get now might promote another monster as a final. So really, we have a pretty decent setup here. I'm going to continue using the Priestess just to kind of show her off. I probably should swap in another Priestess just because this one's about to fade away. However, we don't have a permanent Priestess yet, and so I didn't really know who to put in. So I thought, alright, screw it, I'll just deal with her. Alright, Alonso getting an easy hit on this ooze. I haven't seen an ooze in quite a while, really. And despite the fact that it's one of the weaker enemies, and he hit it for 200% damage, it still survived, with probably about a third of its health left if you look at his health bar in the Matrix. So the enemies are definitely getting tougher. That slime in the top, the ooze, he was able to do his special, quote-unquote special move where he splits in half, and now there's two of them, but they each have half the HP, so I don't know what the benefit is. I suppose it's double the attacks I have to dodge, but whatever. A spider there tried to lay a web into the corner of the screen, takes off about 25% of the screen, but I was able to jam him. Go ahead and put Alonso on hold, because he couldn't quite reach the enemy there. And I decided I'll lay another Graham and see what happens. Alright, Alonso's patience has paid off. The spider wanted into range. It wasn't enough to kill it. Still waiting for someone to step on the Graham. The spider will never get the chance. Now if you keep an eye on that Graham, it actually expires, it goes away. Unfortunately, it fades out. Yep, so completely wasted turn. No one got hit by it. I hate Grahams. Alonso farming for some gems here. And at this point I decide, alright, enough's enough, we'll end the round. Hopefully the objects will respawn next time. And no objects, but quite a few final enemies here, the flashing ones. Killing them will end the round, which I don't want to have happen yet. So I begin removing weapons because I know I'm not going to bother killing anyone. I'm just going to waste this turn. So I unequip them because every round that they're equipped, they'll lose a duration. So what's the point if I'm not going to use them? So instead we just do some regular attacks to get our gems built up. And that's good enough for me. Okay, finally the crate has come back. So I can go ahead and load up some monsters and I can beat on the crate and get another key item out of it. Go ahead and throw in Johan here so he can pound on it. And around this time, let's see, I give Johan a weapon. I give him a neutral weapon because I don't want to accidentally kill one of the creatures wandering around. So none of the creatures on the field now are especially weak against neutral. And around this time, I think to myself, wait a minute, shouldn't I give the NPCs their key items? Fuck. Yeah, I almost forgot. That would have been really embarrassing. So I've loaded up 3 key items. That leaves only 1 space for an inventory, a weapon. Okay, all key items delivered, all weapons gotten. My mission is to open that crate and then get a kill to end the round. Alright, we got the key item. Now it's just a matter of wrapping up the stage. And Johan's going to overcharge this just to see how much damage we can do. Only 10% on that Lamia. So yeah, despite it being an overcharge, she barely even felt it. I'll go ahead and end the round. After he overcharged that axe, it was unusable for the rest of the stage, so there's literally nothing else I could have done except, I suppose, farm more gems. With some better planning, I could have ended the stage right there. But it makes a little difference. We got 3 suckers on the field now. Killing any one of them will end the scene. Alright, I almost put a Sanctity Lance on. Total brain fart. Those monsters would have been strong against it, so what a waste of time that would have been.
Engage! For our country!
And down he goes. Alright, here we are at the familiar inventory screen. I mentioned a video or two ago that I was getting a little worried about Alonso. He was at max level. Here you can see he's at the top of the list here. Alonso, his name's in red because he's maxed out. His level is 18, so he's fairly low level, but he can't gain any more experience and level up until we do the transol, of course. So eventually I decided, alright, it's time to level him up. I went through the list and I found a pretty decent donor, Stale, who was, I think that's how you say his name, Stale, an archer we recruited. If you look at the potential gains for Alonso, his vitality goes up, law index goes up 3 big up arrows. That's really significant, especially for a lance knight, which I favor law attacks anyway because the chaos attacks. He actually has to physically move to do it, and so if there's no place to go, then you can be restricted in what attacks you can pull off. However, in law phase, it doesn't matter. You can plant your feet and unleash it in any direction you want. So that's really attractive that it's a giant boost to his law index. The indices, the chaos index and the law index, are huge multipliers for your damage, and they are really significant for how much damage a knight will do. So seeing as how much Alonso had to gain, I went through with it. Stale, for his credit, he went along with it. He said, yep, I'll do it. And as a result, Alonso's max level was raised. As a result of the transol, his vitality went up by 8.5, not bad. Law index went up 21, and that's pretty good. The maximum is 100, so he had a gain of 21%, right? Not too shabby. Then I started giving him experience points till I reached his new max, which is 24. And that should keep him going for a little bit longer. The level really is only relevant because it dictates what weapon they can wield. So if a weapon is a level 24 weapon, that's a lance knight weapon, now Alonso can wield it. I didn't want him to fall too far behind with the weapons we've been getting in the game. Once we had that unpleasantness behind us, I went ahead and advanced to the next scene. And with that, we're back to the battle preparation screen. And it looks like we have to square off against Melissa again. We fought her once before and we drove her away. She survived, and now she's back. Apparently looking to pick a fight with us since Maria's not around. Anyway, I wanted to talk a little bit about something that came up during the gameplay today. One of the NPCs mentioned Freeber and said Freeber will not see his daughter humiliated. Well, we actually know Freeber. We recruited him in Scene 8. He's a wizard. So obviously right now he's dead, of course, but we also know his daughter as well. If you refer to the flashback that was shown during the Scene 8 stage, what happens is in Regniberg there's a bunch of knights congregating, and one messenger comes up and says, "Oh my god, did you hear? The castle's been attacked. Holy shit." At the end of this scene, Freeber kind of speaks to himself and says, "Annalot, please be safe." Annalot being, of course, his daughter. We did actually see what became of Annalot, and if you recall, she's actually the one who busted through the barricade. Somehow she got past through Revulia on Dussel Bridge and managed to get through to Regniberg, and she was the one who delivered the message that, yes, monsters started attacking the castle. And as a matter of fact, the king's fucking dead. Now, Freeber was not present during this, and this actually happened before Freeber was told about the whole thing. So she's shown, yep, the castle's been attacked. Then she collapses and says, "I'm fine, don't worry about it." However, it is implied that she died from her wounds. The last thing she's seen saying is, "Please tell my father." So she broke the story that the castle's attacked. Her last words, "Tell my father." Eventually another messenger starts running it through the rest of Regniberg. Freeber's notified, but they fucked up that part of the message, didn't they? Because he was not told that his daughter was dead when he received the news. So, just another day in Aventhium, am I right? Anyway, I just thought I'd point that out. Here we are again, like I said, we have to fight Melissa. She's presumably looking for her stupid staff, but instead she found a whoopin'. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.